It was because the intention when I first started, you can see in the first 5 episodes of the first season, I'm just trying to buy a house. Like I was just pitching the show. I always pitch stuff about robots and time travel and stuff, and then so there was a basic cable ceiling on what I was allowed to do, and then I was turning like 37 and going like, oh, my liver's gonna give out at some point, and I'm not gonna have money to have it repaired. So I need health insurance. I need a house. I need a backyard to be buried in. So I pitched like the big networks, like stuff that was more mainstream, which is just mainstream ideas just don't even sound like ideas. They're just like, I worked at a pizza place when I was 13 and it was crazy because my uncle, like, he didn't even like me. And that's a pitch for them. They would go, the uncle thing's a little extreme. So you just like, what they like to hear. So I had gone to a community college, so I had that tucked away. I was just like, I went to community college, and they were like, that's a great idea. I was like, I knew it. But no, and then it was like, it was obvious at a certain point in the first season that we were not going to be back for a second season if things just continued to be this sort of like neither here nor there. I'll do whatever you want, kind of like wallflower of a show. And so, not thinking it would get me a second season, but just thinking I'll never be back here again with these many people watching and a DVD that's going to come out and stuff. I was like, that's when we started doing the crazy stuff at the end of the first season, and then that shifted the story into, okay, now you're Arrested Development. Now you're the unmarketable show that has like good reviews and a crazy fan base. Well, it all sort of answers itself. Like because the real answer is, you start with just two-dimensional characters. Like at the first act of a John Hughes movie, you just go, that guy's the cowboy, that guy's the fireman, that guy's you usually learn in a John Hughes movie, like, oh, the cowboy's actually the coward, and the nurse doesn't know how to take care of anybody, but the librarian does. You hand those characters off, because it's TV and not a movie, you hand those characters off to actors who are so versatile and have their own personalities. And Donald Glover's just a star. He wasn't right for the part of Troy. Troy was like, I was picturing Woody Harrelson age 20 in my head, when I wrote that character. And Joe Russo showed me Derek comedy stuff, and I was like, well, that's not the character at all, but that kid's a star. Let's put him on our show and make our show good. And so he was confined by the character that he had to play until such time as he could just break out of it and be Donald Glover playing. So he created his own character. The writers watch Alison Brie, start with Tracy Flick. From Election, and then you watch how Alison Brie is funny, and you watch Gillian go like this, at the end of a take or something, and you start to, then the writers experiment with that in the next script, and the actor either falls on their face with that or like gets 10 times better, and so you evolve with this sort of like the writers and actors who never see each other kind of like having this weird communication between each other over the seasons. I would love to. I mean, if you dig around, you'll find evidence of the fact that from the moment we started doing the show first season, I was trying to do stuff like that, but it was too early, and I was too ahead of. I was like, because I did like Abed's student films where he has his own version of Community Online, where he casts people from Greendale in the roles and stuff, and I was like, oh, there's nobody that's a fan of my show yet, so that no one likes this, that no one cares about it. But yes, to answer your question, I want to do a million things like that, because to me that's what TV is, especially in the post-TV era where no one's watching the actual box in the living room. It's all the more important to do what the classic shows from our childhood did, which is branch out into lunchboxes and board games and comic books and movies. And I mean, I think that the mythology is mythology. I would put them on a Grecian urn if I could. I don't read fan fiction because it would be too complicated for me. If I encountered something, if somebody wrote something where Troy and Abed build a robot, and then I like, how do I in my head forget about the actual legalities of it, but how do I even creatively deal with that? I'm gonna have to go, let's just stay away from them building a robot, which cheats 3 million people. So it's best if I just don't read people's fan fiction. Also, it's terrible. I'm kidding. You just you never know who's going to pull someone else's pants down and just let them have it. It's like, oh, it's one of those. It's believe me, the fans making stuff is the whole point. I mean, it's design. That's why the Inspector Space type stuff. It was an attempt to say to the audience, this show will never punish you for obsessing about it. I think that's what TV should be. It should. You should be able to watch it walking by a window at the mall and get it and go, oh, Kirk fought a lizard. That's great. But you should, if you want to, you should be able to go to a convention dressed as one of these people and have a biography written for them. And the show should never suggest to you, get a life. What are you doing that for? Like it should go, oh yeah, welcome to the bottom of that bottomless pit. Like there's tunnels down here that connect to everything. It should always do that.
Well, I don't think we've had our last hug, but there might be some other things happening. That's not a glare. So maybe a blast from the past. Wish. I can't even tease that. No, we can't get him. And we're on the same lot. We shoot on the same lot. Wasn't he amazing? He's so great, and we would so love to have him, but they got him under lock and key over there. That's a full-time job. Do Mighty Dirty Lisbeth Salander from The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. I shocked even myself with the filth. That was really fun. I did, let me see, Polly Pocket, taking it back to my childhood toys. It was really fun. It was so fun to get a chance to go over there, and I love doing voice animated, stop motion. Obviously, our Christmas episode whet the appetite for the stop motion. Oh, okay, awesome. I just did not want to mess it up because I always seem to. I didn't want to Brit it. I am so afraid of messing up, and I always manage to mess up on Reddit, no matter how hard I try to follow all of the rules and do it according to protocol. I always manage to mess it up, so I'm glad that they're patient enough to stick with me.
I am a Huxtable. I don't care what anybody says. I'm officially a Huxtable. That's binding, right? We kissed. We sealed the deal. I'm a Huxtable. Yeah. I wish I was a Huxtable. We're more concerned with fourth season. You know what I mean? Like we can't even think far enough for 6 seasons in a movie. I have a good feeling about the fourth season now. Like I always am kind of like waiting for the other shoe to drop. But when everybody showed up in big numbers last week, I'm like, maybe NBC will give us a shot. It might happen. Yeah, I think that we have 9 series regulars on our show, so you got to spread the wealth. And then I think they went to the well that people were most excited about, and that might be Jeff, that might be Annie, that might be Britta, Abed and Troy. So I think they finally got around to, well, there's other people at that table. Let's see what else is in there we can play with. And what they've given me to do from especially the foosball episode, I thought it was so genius to make Shirley and Jeff be childhood frenemies. I'm so happy. Yeah, we had a great time filming that, and I'm excited to get to see all the other things that Shirley is, because for a while she was just the mom going, oh yeah, oh hello, and come on, nobody's just that. There's a lot more to all of us. So I love that we're getting to see how she is with her husband and how she is in different pairings. I'm working with Joel a few more episodes this season, which is great. So there's going to be a lot of good stuff to come. I want Shirley to sell Chick-fil-A.
It's so appropriate for Shirley.
Take Chick-fil-A out and put it in a Shirley Sandwiches wrapper. You guys really did enjoy that joke. Yeah, and Chick-fil-A is. And she literally would go and get a whole bunch of sandwiches on Saturday night, take them out of the Chick-fil-A wrapper, put them in a Shirley Sandwiches wrapper, ask the Lord to forgive her, and sell them to everybody. Sandwiches are delicious, aren't they?
Dan Harmon early on in the first season said like, I don't really want you to be a Spanish teacher the rest of the series. You want to do. I think it's good for the show and it's good for you if you do something different. And I give him credit. So he really thinks of these things before it gets stale, really, and he's so right. And it was so great playing the student last year, and this incarnation Chang's my favorite of the whole series, because you're combining the authority of season 1 plus the patheticness of season 2, and now his pathetic authority as a security guard, and it's my favorite Chang arc that's upcoming in the next 11 episodes. It's the best. I can't wait. I don't want to say anything. I don't want to spoil anything, out of respect to the fans, because they've waited so long. But Chang Rises on Twitter, yeah, and Chang and next I think upcoming Thursday kind of kicks off that arc, and it's really I just can't wait, and it's just been it's been heavenly. Not really. I wasn't aware. I guess because as Ken Jeong as a father in real life, I would never ever trust a man like Ben Chang. Like, I think he's the worst human being ever. So it was. I was actually. I think maybe Chang was rooting for you. I think Ken Jeong was rooting for Andre. Ken was rooting for Andre. I'm like, because I have two daughters at home. They're 4 years old. Like, there's no way Ben can't take care of himself. So he'd be the worst dad. I'm as a fan of the show, I'm very happy that Shirley and Andre. It was Shirley and Andre's at Ben Bennett, but it was very nice for Shirley to throw a bone to Ben and name him Ben Bennett. But no, I'm thanks to the love of the fans. No, that's news to me.